What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and Dope Living TV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Started off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Got it right? Got it right? Got it right. What up, dog?
Might just have to leave and join back. You know what
Mm-hmm. Whatever y'all saying in the background. Yeah, Yeah. Okay, what y'all saying? Y'all talking about? Mo trying to get it right. That's okay. Yeah, what'd he say? Let's listen in, y'all. Hold on.
Let's see. What you saying?
Let's listen in.
Well, he can't hear because of his mic, his headphones.
We still gonna tell you got two of them.
Let's see.
He's got two of them, and you know what? Even though he can't hear, we're just gonna keep on talking about Maurice and Jeremiah.
I know.
Live TV. This is live TV. So we've been sitting here chilling with you, bro, making sure the truth was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Jeff? What's up, Marcy?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, man, we've got a great week of learning.
Yeah, definitely.
I call it that, man. You know, because again, I don't have school-age kid.
Mm-hmm.
My kid is learning from these people, learning from, and no, Pastor Davis isn't here yet. Learning from the people, learning from the comments, and everybody. Thank you all for commenting this week. We've been talking about the state of education, and it's been real. I'm telling you, man, it's enlightening. I'm going to share these shows to a lot of people, man. Different genres of whatever I do. So the conversation can be had, all right? Mo, who you got back there with you?
Hey, I got my grandson, Jeremiah. Say, hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, you know I can't hear anything, right?
I know you can't. I'm trying.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Hey, what's going on?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. He took off that
okay,
phone.
you can hear? Okay. That deep voice, 17-year-old.
My voice not that deep.
Man,
like every 17-year-old.
Jeremiah, you have piqued our interest, intrigued us about the state of schools, man. And you've been giving some very heartfelt comments, man. And we appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us live today.
Get this sound together.
Of course, no problem.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So I was looking up some stuff, man, and I wanted to ask you, since you are here. There was supposed to be some other kids on here, but unfortunately they may not. But there's some questions that I really need to ask, and you guys chime in anytime you get ready. Okay, please. All right. Who are you at school, and to what extent can you be your full self there?
Who am I at school? That is a really good question, Mr. Gray. But to be honest, I'm myself. I'm Jeremiah. I act myself. You know, I don't try to pretend who I am. We can just say, like, at school, I have quite a few friends, but I don't really talk to people I don't know. You know, I'm kind of like the normal teen. I'm not gonna be outgoing, go out, you know, just talk to other people. I think I stick to myself. I really do like to stick to myself.
You're not one of those kids that try to gain the popularity. You let it come to you, right?
Not even. I like, you know, like this sounds weird because I remember like you were talking about grandpa. You're like, you said you remember you're gonna sit on the car and you're gonna be like, wee, yeah. Like I remember that.
You remember that?
4 years ago.
That's
4 years
hilarious.
ago when he used to listen to the show, man.
It wasn't 4 years ago. It was like a year ago.
No, it was about 4 years ago.
Was that 4 years ago?
I said the joke a couple of times.
No, but like I don't even want popularity. Like a girl will come to me, ask for my Instagram, I will actually run away. Like women scare me. I'm sorry, bro, but
Oh,
I'm terrified of women. You know.
That's how
It's
you're
all
young,
right.
man. You're young. You're dumb too. You
That'll change. That's gonna change.
don't change hard. So
okay, Jeff.
you're not the outgoing person. So what's challenging about your life at school?
Challenging. I really think like just socializing, and you know, in Nashville, a lot of the schools we really don't have funding, and there's not a lot of presented opportunities that we have at these national schools. You know. And I think that's quite challenging because, you know, when you're trying to do all these programs, when you're trying to work with these kids, like in Nashville, the crime rate is really bad. Like, I know my grandpa can attest to that. Like, not that bad, but you know what I mean? Like, a lot of the criminals are just teenagers walking around doing dumb shit for no reason, you know? I think it's like, I know a lot of kids at my school that do a lot of dumb stuff, but it's like, they're not bad kids. They have nothing to do at home. They have no guidance.
So, Jeremiah, do you think then if there were more opportunities, more programs, organizations to get kids off the street, that would help out?
Headphones. It's on the top.
Did you hear the question, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, I can hear you now. My bad.
Ask it again, Marcy.
Okay. Do you think that if there were more organizations and things for the youth to do, that would stop a lot of the crime?
I think if there was more of like parents interacting with their kids, talking to their kids, you know, actually punishing their kids or being in their kids' lives, I think that would help crime more than just having, you know, one organization. Because with the organization, the kid still has to show up, they still have to sign up, they still have to commit themselves. But if you have your parents with you, they, you know, they'll make you commit, they'll make you go to these organizations, these clubs.
So it seems to me that there also need to be then parenting classes and things for the parents to teach parents to actually how to be parents then. Is that something else that you think might be useful?
I think it is, but a lot of these parents, like, you know, if you ever think about it now, parents they're really young. Like we have teen moms now, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of these parents, like they really just don't even care sometimes. Like they'll just throw their kids to their parents and they'll be grandparents. They're in their 50s, their 60s, taking care of their kids.
That's crazy.
So then parenting classes actually need to be, I'm sorry, parenting classes need to be in the high schools then too, then is what you're saying.
Yeah, I do. And I think like a lot of these high schools really don't have sexual education either. I never took sex ed.
We did, the three of us.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You didn't take it? Oh, you didn't go to Edison. That's why.
I didn't need to take it. I was given the class.
Okay.
I was the teacher. What are you talking about?
Okay, whatever.
From the mind of Greg.
I wasn't there. I wasn't Jeremiah. I was taking the girls left and right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if it comes, it comes, you know. But like,
I know. I'm just messing with you, bro. So, what's the when you're at school? Where do you feel most comfortable?
definitely, like I have a few teachers. They're really cool. They'll talk to me. They'll ask me how my day is. A lot of the teachers, they show up. They'll teach you, but you know they're not really going to talk to you or go out their way to speak to you. They're just doing their job. But I feel like I have a counselor. Her name is Miss Darty, Amanda Darty. She works with Gear Up. Nashville's a nonprofit. She speaks to me a lot. She speaks to my mother. She speaks to my stepdad, and she really does care for me. Like today, I signed up for an Alabama A&M college trip. Right, she provides those college trips and those opportunities.
Okay.
And she posted about it online, like Alabama A&M college trip, and all these trips are free, and I signed up for it, right? But keep in mind, I tell her like, you know, what colleges I want to go to, all that. So she pulled me out of class, and she was asking me, she's like, "Why did you sign up for this trip when you know you're not going to go here?" I really want, like, she asked me what colleges I want to go to, and she said she'll plan those trips for me to go there and stuff like that. I think she's really an adult, like, in school that I will feel comfortable with. That's like my most comfortable place is like when I'm spending time with Miss Darty.
What's your least comfortable place?
Least comfortable, definitely like when I don't have my friends and I like have to go to lunch by myself or something. Just sitting down by myself, or it's just really awkward because I feel like there's eyes on me when there really isn't any eyes on me.
And what grade are you in now?
Oh, I'm a senior. I'm
You're a
graduating in
senior.
May. Yeah.
So do you fear the fact that in May, high school, that portion of your life is over? Now the real world comes in. I mean, do you fear that?
I mean, of course I have fear, but if I have this fear and I harbor this fear forever, I'm not really gonna go anywhere. I need to lose this fear and I need to take myself further.
How do you think you're going to be away in college?
I think I'll
Because
be okay.
that's a whole new ball game. You
Mhm.
know, in a high school, it's small. You have, the people in your town, but now you're going to have people from all different cultures, all different socioeconomic status, and just, put in a dorm room with someone you really don't know with different personalities. How do you think you can handle that?
I think I can be fine because I've been on a lot of overnight trips, like these colleges or these events, and I think
Hmm.
I'll handle myself pretty well. Nashville already is a really diverse city, and a lot of my friends, like they're all. I don't have friends that are just one race. I have a lot of friends. I have friends that are Asian, Black, Hispanic, Arabic. Like it
Hmm.
really doesn't matter. I think I'll be fine with that. It's
Okay.
just I don't know. Going away from home for a long period does seem kind of scary because I've grown up like this. I've grown up with my parents, my family, but a change. It's a change I'm gonna have to get accustomed to.
And it is a
Okay.
change that
Yeah, it is a big
necessary.
change.
I know my son, who's 28 now. He'll be 29. Man, next week. But
He's a baby.
so he's still mine. So I know that when I dropped him off, he was an athlete. So the athletes came in before the population. And
Hmm.
when I dropped him off, he looked at me, knowing just what you said, being around us, his mom and I all the time. He looked at me and said, "So you're just gonna leave me here, huh?"
Oh no, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Had
Did
me,
you cry? Did
had
you
me.
cry?
Did I cry? Yes. I'm
I
like,
know you
son,
did.
this is the next level. I don't know what else to do. We've done everything that we can do up to this point. The rest is up to you now. All right. So he once the population came in, he got used to it. So I understand it's a growing thing. We're gonna
I
bring,
remember when he graduated.
huh?
I remember when he graduated from college.
Yeah, I posted, man. Look, I'm a proud father, man. That's my guy right there. What's up, Pastor?
Huh?
How you doing this evening? Hello, how are you?
Very well, very well. We got Jeremiah here, young Jeremiah here.
What's up?
Natalie
Yeah, that's
says,
the young man that was commenting yesterday.
Excellent, excellent. I used to wear my hair like that, Jeremiah.
Oh, for real? What
Keep
happened?
living.
What happened, man?
that's
Keep
what's up.
living.
Natalie said, not Greg. You didn't cry. Yeah, I did.
Yes, he did. When it comes to Jordan,
You
he
come to
will
Jordan, I will
cry.
cry. So
Yes, his
get
son
out of here
Jordan.
with
Yes.
that. See you in Vegas. Let me ask you though, Jeremiah, and thank you for coming on, Pastor, by the way. You're in school and you're having, you're living that school life. What do you think, or what do you wish your teachers knew that you don't, that they haven't said yet? What do you think? What do you wish that they knew?
That if you really engage with me, I'll really be passionate with you. I will engage back. I will bring back this energy towards you. It's like if you don't give me your time of day, your energy, like I will reciprocate the same energy. So let's say, like I told you, my teachers, they come to class, they just teach, it's their job, but they're not gonna go out the way, interact with students, ask how their day was, all that. But if you interact with me, I'll interact back with you. How was your day? How was life? How's your kid? How's work?
I think Pastor had somebody on that he was talking about on the show about the other day, yesterday
About
Yeah.
what?
about one of the kids.
He pretty much summarized the same thing. He says, you know, if I don't know that you care, I don't care what you know.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're trying to get some clarity. And like I said, we have young Jeremiah on here with, I call him young Jeremiah, but
I'm not that young. I'm 17. I'm getting a little old.
getting a little old. He got the team behind us. You still there?
According to us.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Wait a minute. He's still wet behind the dreads. It's all good though.
Hey, they're like hanging on by a thread, man.
BG says the late Miles Monroe always pointed to
Yeah.
the fact that our educational system doesn't teach our youth life lessons. Much of what is learned in school is pointless. Who cares when Columbus landed? All right. What do
That's
you think?
Dr. Miles Monroe. He is, he's a pastor. Well, he was a pastor. I got a chance to actually meet him in person when I was out in the Bahamas at his church. Um, his teachings are out of this world. His teachings, I love his teachings, and that makes a lot of sense.
So what do you think about that? Is the curriculum geared,
Doctor?
is the curriculum geared to help you in your next journey?
No, not at all. These are all just temporary. Like at, in my school, Metro Nashville, they make you take 4 years of math class. So in middle school, I took a high school math class, and now they're telling me, "Oh, you still have to take a math class," and it's like I took that class in middle school for no reason, Or like a lot of this curriculum now, like they're not really teaching us. It's still the same stuff y'all learned. We haven't learned about really anything modern, like Vietnam, any of that, or like what really goes on behind the scenes. We haven't learned any of that.
Okay, so you're talking more so with history.
History,
yeah, because math goes a long way, and that's lifelong.
But I mean, like, when am I gonna So I took all the math classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one math class I didn't take for a reason. I didn't take AP Calculus, and I'm forced to take AP Calculus. When am I going to use limits, trigonometry, and sin cosine in my real life? Like, let's be real.
I'm telling you, man. Look,
look at Pastor. Look at Pastor.
I'm so
like,
curious.
makes sense.
I am so glad he said that. Okay, because, man,
No, we've all been saying that.
Oh man,
look, I'm whatever age. I'm my age. Okay, you're our age. Man, look, I have not used no sine and cosine and all. I was great in math. I was great in math because I knew I was gonna need it after I got out. And man, the only thing I need to do is count my money. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. I can do that.
You only counting the ones, you're not counting the 100s?
I'm just saying I'd stop there, okay? Because I don't. They told me not to talk about my financial status. But that's what I'm saying, man. He's absolutely right. Okay, if you're not gonna be an artist, I'm sitting up here painting and I'm getting a bad grade on this painting. Man, come on now. Because I'm not gonna be an artist. So what am I taking the art class for?
Yeah. Well, the strange thing is, you would be surprised how many of the senior class this year do not know how to sign their name. And signatures are required everywhere you go in America.
They stopped doing cursive in school. I taught my two. I was like, no, you're going to learn how to write in cursive.
What the heck?
Yeah, I taught myself.
And how to read.
They're going back to make your mark.
Yeah.
People don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Doing an X for your name, you put an X for your name.
If you ask, I mean, if you look at my son's handwriting, man, I swear to God, you hear super chicken, man. Okay, it's chicken scratch. Okay?
Super chicken.
I'm telling you, that's all you see.
So he's gonna be a doctor.
But the sad part about it is he writes like his mother. I hope they ain't watching. He writes like his mother.
Oh, well.
They write terrible now, and everybody says I have girly handwriting. All right, I learned mine, and look that if you loop that G, it got to be on that little line. Down and bring it up. Okay, but those are some of the things that these kids are not being taught. All right.
True.
But those are the things that you need to have. Now, writing, you got to sign these checks when you're making them big bucks, okay?
Yeah.
You got to sign your name on a lease. You got to sign a mortgage.
Yeah.
And it says something when you can't.
Yes.
It says a lot when you can't.
Yep, that's true. That's very true.
That's why like I said, and that goes back to what Jeremiah said. Parents need to get more involved. And for my grandkids, I made sure they knew how to write in cursive. And I started out with their names straight out, like so you can sign, and then made sure they knew how to do it totally. Because what if someone gives you a paper and you're trying to read that, but you don't know what it is? That I just don't understand why. Pastor, do you know why they took that out of schools? And is that all schools are in our communities?
If you ask me, it's the same reason they took prayer out, something that strengthens us instead of weakens us.
Wow.
I mean, I tell my children all the time, no one in the world can tell you not to pray.
That's
I
right.
don't care where you are.
Mm.
So bow your head and do what
Mm.
you need to do because you believe. And when someone tells you the basic concept that you're living in a country that's founded on religious freedom, that your money says, "In God we trust," and you
Mm.
can't pray, come on, man.
And we had
It's
Youth for
something else,
Christ
right?
and back in our day.
So Jeremiah and Coach, life coach, I want you to get into this as well.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, when you there's people that are outsiders that don't even know what goes on in school, including the newspapers. All right, what are they getting wrong about what it's like to be a student?
Can you give me like some narratives that you've seen that you want me to?
So maybe the outside looking in. All right, all the students are bad. All of the students are entitled. All of these students, I mean, most of the students in the school, they come from one-parent homes, and you know what they're saying from the outside, but they don't know what's inside because they don't dare to ask.
I mean, it's like we have separated classes. We have AP, we have IGSE, Cambridge classes. You know, like Cambridge, like the university, international university. Like my school is ranked pretty bad, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a brand new school, ranked pretty bad. We have a new principal this year who's here to fix everything. Well, they say fix everything, or they say they're gonna turn my school into a state-funded school, which is like kind of terrifying because they're gonna make them wear uniforms and stuff. Like they say our ACT scores are below average, but you know that's not all students. You know, my ACT scores is above average. My grades are above average. I'm in AP classes, but they're doing collective punishment. Like when the media puts out these test scores, they're not showing all. They're trying to like marginalize all students when it's not all students.
It's not all students.
Yeah. Like let's say I get a 1 on a test, and you know everybody else gets a 80 or 100. Like I'm bringing the class average down. It's gonna make the class as a whole look bad when it's just me bringing everybody else down.
Think about it. Back in the day when that happened, the collective focused on that one that got that 1. You know what I'm saying? They went after that one that got that 1, and they tried to bring him up. Now they just put him in a remedial course and walk away.
And see, that's what I'm saying yesterday. And Jeremiah, life coach, pastor, you all can talk about this. Are the schools just passing students along?
Definitely. Like some of these kids, like how are you even graduating? You know, it's like they just want you to get out. They're like, get out. I don't think I've ever heard of a kid like getting held back or just like getting kicked out for not having good grades.
Jeremiah, Jeremiah, in your school, do you have a student representative or student council? And do they have any input in the school?
I mean, I have a student council. It just came back this year, but it's like there's no point in having it because there's no GPA limit. There's no recommendation letter you need to join. Anybody could join the student council. Like you could have some freshman that has like a 1.0 GPA join the student council and become president.
Right. On popularity.
Yeah, like popularity. They just you vote for whoever you want. And it's like we have a say, but then like when you write something up and the teachers don't like it, then you can't do it. So what's the point of student council?
Right.
We have
do you feel that now you said your school is relatively new? You said what, 2 years old, a year old?
No, like 2012. It's like for my district, it's relatively new.
Okay, for your district, it's relatively new. Okay,
yeah, it is. It's a nice school.
That's interesting.
It is, and I'm sitting here pondering this.
Yeah.
Because I know we had student council, but there was criteria to be in the
big time. Yeah, I was always on the student council.
Yeah, we had criteria.
Say, hey, I want to be class president, or I want to join the student council. You had to have a GPA.
Correct, and you also had the teachers had to sign off on it as well.
A letter of recommendation, all kind of stuff. On top of the voting, I mean, the students did get to vote too.
And we held our representatives accountable. I mean, I can remember in 1977 when we changed lunch by simply not eating it. You know, we're like, okay, we're not going in the cafeteria. We're not eating it because that ain't eatable.
Damn.
Do whatever you want to do with it, but we're not eating it. And
how long did you protest? How long did you guys protest?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, straight up. Yeah. I mean, you had guys out there that were bringing in McDonald's, bringing in hamburgers and selling them.
But you know what? You can't do
Frito
that now.
pies.
Yeah, people
You
boosting
can't do
food.
that now. Most of the schools don't allow food coming in from the
They don't have
restaurants.
open lunch in my district now.
In
Like
your school,
Exactly.
because I did see a sign, and I know
Yeah.
Maryville is like that.
Mm-hmm.
And see, here's what, and again, I say, I don't try to corrupt my kids, but I tell them, if you go to McDonald's, buy a hamburger, put it in a Ziploc bag and throw away the covering, when you get to school, where did the hamburger come from?
Come on. But it's going to be a cold hamburger, but yeah.
It came from my house.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
'Cause I've
And if
done-
I put
I've
it in a
done
brown
that.
bag,
Yeah.
but what we did, we
Mhm.
did it because again, they gave us an illusion, and we said, "Wait a minute,
Mhm.
no." You said we had some voting power, some control. We
Mhm.
tried eating this, and we just said no. We weren't cutting class. We weren't disturbing the courses. We just did
Mm.
not eat, and the cafeteria just sat empty.
Mm.
But you
Mm.
remember? Do you remember when we had our little voices and we had the walkouts? You know.
Oh yeah,
You remember that? I remember that we used to have walkout. The whole school would walk out. You know, everybody done pass it around. This time we're gonna walk out for whatever. I can't even remember what we walked out for.
And we knew that if we were all united, that it would work.
Somebody
Scared to death, but to do it. But it's like, okay, everybody doing it. Okay, we all gonna get it. Okay,
No.
okay.
we
And
scared.
nowadays,
we all go.
Nowadays, you're not gonna get that. Even when I was in school, and that was just 2008 when I graduated. A lot of them kids were just doing stuff for themselves and by themselves.
Wow.
It wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot of unity, and we even real farther apart from the unity now. And I got a question for Jeremiah, real quick.
Go ahead.
Now I know you were saying that like the student council doesn't have any criteria. Now, do you believe that your school needs more structure? Do you believe that your school should be better organized? And if so, how do you view that, and how do you think it should like kind of happen in your eyes?
So I think we have a student advisory board, a senior advisory board. We have a student council. We have a student ambassadors. We have Gear student leaders. We have all these types of organizations to give recommendations to the school, right?
Okay.
So a lot of these counselors and stuff that run these organizations, they don't even care. Like if you give them a recommendation, they have to sign off on it. Why does the teacher have to sign off on a student recommendation? Which doesn't make sense to me. You know, it's the students. They want to organize things for other students.
Exactly.
So that doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, yes, a lot of these should be organized. Like these counselors, like they got the student council, which is cool. All right, it's cool and all. I didn't join because they didn't have the criteria. And it was like, why should I join when there's no criteria to join? You just have all these kids, like 100 kids, walk in the library, go to the student council meeting. Like these kids, like I know like half of these kids aren't even passing their class. And they're going to the council and they're voting on a resolution for the entire school.
That makes sense. You're right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Jeremiah. You know, back in the day, and I that's the only thing I can refer to. Back in the day, we had clubs that we could vary our attention with. Clubs. We had like the high Y and things like nature to teach us what fraternity life is going to be like in these colleges. You guys don't have that now. And the question was asked, is school worth it? I mean, because you seem very, very smart. And a lot of this knowledge that you have, to me, listening to you these past 4 days, it didn't come from school. Am I correct?
You're right.
So I'm just saying sometimes, especially now.
I agree.
Okay, can you elaborate on what you're asking? What do you mean in school? Are you trying to say or do you feel that school kids shouldn't go to school at all?
I'm saying at the state of the educational system right now, is it really worth it to send your child to school with the things that aren't going on? I know there's a lot of things that are going on, and they're trying. I get it, okay. But right now, you got kids like Jeremiah versus them learning at home. I guess I don't know.
You mean I don't have versus homeschooling is what you're saying.
Well, does it?
I'm not really saying that either. I'm just
because
saying,
it kind of seems like he's mature for his age.
Yeah.
And that type of logic and reasoning comes from you being around adults who instilled some of that in you. You had to get it from somewhere. You know what I mean? I think that's what Greg is kind of referring to. That part. Is it more of should it be more of those life lessons, being around people, still getting some learning, but incorporating more of that? Because for his age, he's not talking like a typical, how is he, 17? He's not talking like a typical 17-year-old, especially not the ones around here that I know.
The thing
And
about
also,
it,
go ahead, Mom.
the thing about it, he reminds me so much of his dad, my son.
Mhm.
He reminds me. I mean, Stephen, his dad was so inquisitive, and the same thing, the same questions that he's asking, he was asking, well, why? Why? You know, sometimes you have to say that's just the way things are, and those are rules that you have to follow to get to your, to get to your goals. But you know,
But you're going to this. You're growing up. You're going to school. Go
then
ahead.
you get to that point, and you have to be able to make the change. You can
You
start
got, yeah.
making the change.
Yes.
And that the big his daddy was the same way.
And I think most of us probably were the same way as well. All right, even though we had more things to do to occupy our time to make us want to be in school. Okay, but you know, as I'm listening to Jeremiah, it's like, well, man, I already got this. I know this. I know that. Okay, I can already ascertain what I need and what I don't need, and why am I even going here? Am I right, Jeremiah?
You're right.
I think it's also to make you a more well-rounded person as well. Sometimes, and I do know a few people that have had to homeschool because, like a nephew of mine, he had some issues with bullying, and my sister-in-law had to go in there and tell them, a lot of the grants that you guys are getting in here are because of my son's scores are here. And the next person next to him, the scores were way down here.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you do have to homeschool and do things. Someone just told me recently about something called micro schooling. Whereas like saying you've gone through the AP classes, like Jeremiah saying he's been through these math classes and things like that. And sometimes they're not being challenged enough as well. And so you're part homeschooling, you're part going to a regular school. And sometimes that's what, from what I'm hearing, some parents are having to do now.
Yeah. I remember Sierra, you know Sierra, Jeff, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, she's the same way. I mean, she was done with school when she was 16, going to college,
She was very smart.
Yes.
Very smart.
I was trying to leave out at 16. My parents wouldn't sign off on it.
Comment.
Yeah. I could just tell by the way Jeremiah articulates that he is an apple from an apple tree that came from an apple tree. And some of our youth have that in them through exposure. But I do believe that to say we don't need to send them to school would be throwing out the baby with the bathwater. We need to engage them to make it better. And the only thing I would ask Jeremiah is, Jeremiah, when did it come to your awareness that this ain't working? Even though I got to go through it, I'm gonna go through it, but this ain't working.
And that's what I'm getting to, Pastor. You answer that question.
I think around middle school, to be honest. Like,
That's early.
Like when they switched me out of classes, they put me in they had different classes. They had the advanced class, and there was only one advanced class in my school because I didn't grow up. I grew up with my mom. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of money, so we were in a really bad neighborhood.
And your papa and Nana.
Yeah, but I stayed with my mom primarily, and we were in a really bad neighborhood. We lived with her mom. And I went to the school, and there was only one AP class, and they switched to normal class, and they put me in that class, and that's when I realized I was like, "What am I even, still doing here?"
Okay.
And now, if he's saying that, imagine how many other kids are saying that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's middle school. We need to be, is middle school 7th and 8th, 6th and 7th now?
7th and 8th.
7th and 8th.
So I think 6th grade.
That's very young.
Yeah, that's very young.
Crazy. It's crazy for that awareness because you think about that's when a lot of stuff like puberty and everything is happening. So being aware of your surroundings and being able to listen, and that's kind of like a formative years right there. The second formative, you have your 1 through 5 formative, then you got that middle school formative, where you get in middle school and you start getting some kind of directions, as far as conservatism, it where your mind is going to be at. So I think you're absolutely correct, Pastor. That middle school role is exactly where we need to snatch them up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you think that the teachers just need to get more creative, the parents need to get more creative in how they teach it, or is it that learning is just going to be learning? Because I'm going to tell it to you like this: I knew that I didn't like school when I was in elementary school. Like, just didn't like it at all. Didn't want to be there. You get, because you'd be there for so long. That's why I'm thankful I got into the trades. When I started working with my hands, doing that electrical work, when I was a wireman, oh my gosh, doing that work, I felt right at home. It just made sense. You know what I mean? So I kind of feel, well, maybe I'm about to answer the question. Maybe I feel that maybe kids need to be exposed to a little bit more than just a book setting. Well, they need to get out there with some real life experience.
Edison had that back where we could actually go to the wood shop and make whatever we want to. I mean, we made
industrial arts.
Industrial arts. We're everything from Afro picks to shoes. You make those daggone shoes in a Miss Thomas class. She had shoes and stuff. Because we had them stacks back in the day.
Man, I made a metal ashtray, a metal dustpan, and a clay ashtray. And it looked bad, but I made it.
Exactly.
You've already told us you're not creative in that mat and art. So we get it.
Talk about what I can do.
But that's exactly right. If it were to be better, it would be in that 6th and 7th grade when they make the decision or they come to that awareness that what is the purpose, that we give them engagement to find purpose.
Right.
There it is. Now that's deep. Yeah, kids do need to figure out what purpose is. They need to know what it means to them and how purpose can change the trajectory of your whole life.
Without
your
a doubt.
Whole life.
It's not just, it's not just that. I think also, when you tell somebody, hey, this is boring. I have had enough of it up to here. What are we gonna do next? And they start acting out in classes. Somebody's got to say, hey, you're going to need some of this stuff. This is why you need it. And give them the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of why you need it. Not just say, okay, you got to do out,
Yeah.
Or, okay, you got to do X. Or you got to read. You're going to need this stuff for this. Put some focus on it.
That's the type of parent / neighborhood parent like I was. I believed in telling kids why things are done. Even though a lot of people were like, you don't have to explain to kids, but that's how I raised my son. That's how I raised my grandchildren, because I wanted them to know why you're doing things so that they didn't just think we're just doing things for busy work. And I truly believe in that.
Definitely.
So let me ask you, Jeremiah.
Explain to the kids.
What you're graduating in May. What are you taking with you? What skills did you take with you? Are you going to be taking with you when you leave? What did school teach you?
Definitely social skills. I think school is important, not only because of the stuff you learn. A lot of kids don't retain it. If you retain it, then that's good for you. Whatever, you retain it if you're having fun. It's a memory, a memory that you remember. But I think I definitely retain social skills, talking to my friends, That's one thing school is really good at is you get out in the world, you see all these people from different cultures, different backgrounds, different languages.
So what about COVID? How did that affect you guys?
COVID, virtual school was so bad because, you couldn't talk to nobody. You couldn't see each other in the face. You couldn't interact.
Yeah.
So you log in. There you go. That's class. You don't get to ask questions. You don't get to do anything. But I think things I'll be leaving school with, English class definitely taught me some things like reading, analyzing text and all that. But if it's really not your career, it's really not for you, But definitely the social skills I'm taking from school.
What do you want to be when you get done?
I want to go to college for political science and foreign relations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll pique interest in the brain, sir. Oh yeah, that'll get you thinking.
I guess this will be the last time we talk then.
Pastor, you had something you want to say?
Jeremiah, did you take economics?
I'm taking economics right now.
So now that you're taking economics, Jeremiah, have they given you the formula to find out how much does it cost for you to live a week?
Oh, they did that in personal finance, and they taught me that last year when I was a junior. It's a required class for you to graduate.
And what's the number?
The number, I don't even remember because it wasn't memorable. I think it was in a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Like 300, 400.
Okay, you balling.
I'll remember.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
Chill.
Wait till reality kick in. You gonna be mad.
Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Woo.
This is why.
Maybe we will be talking.
There you go. But
Hey,
see, that's
bro,
very important. I like how you did that, Pastor, because that, to me, that's showing that that's why you need that type of stuff in school, right?
Yeah. And Sister Amos, the greatest question that has ever been asked. I have a child care, and I go every morning, embrace the young people before I go off to school, to the seniors, because I need that love to get going. But the greatest question ever asked is still being asked at the earliest age, and that's why. Why do I have to go to school? Why?
Yeah.
Why do I have to do math? Why? And if you can't answer that and get their buy-in, you lose them.
And I had
they need to be bought in.
I had a very inquisitive son. It was always, so why are we doing this? Okay. And you know, he was having fun and, you know, and with the math and all the things, he said, so why do we need to know this and why? Like, you know, kind of like how Jeremiah is. And I would just tell him, and I would also, on my time, if I'm cooking something, I would have him in the kitchen and I'm teaching, this is why you need to know measurements. So you cook, you're doing recipes in the grocery store. I need you to figure out about a pound. And so if we need 2 of these, how much is it now? And, you know, I would do things, you know, of that. So he saw how it's being used in everyday life and how, as you get older, and even with allowance, you know, like, okay, so how much are you getting? So what do you have to get with your money? Now, how much do you have left?
Amen.
And, you know, so, you know, and teaching him that here's your addition, your subtraction. Okay, you want 5 of those at 50 cents each. How much is that? So now how much are you going to have left? You know, and to do it like this in his head. And so, you know, and that's just
Jeremiah, make a lot of money, hire a housekeeper so they can take care of all that stuff for you.
But you should always still know where every penny is going of your money. And if you have a company, you need to be the one to sign the checks, because that's where fraud and things. I learned that from Oprah. That's where a lot of fraud. None of that. You still need to do your own. No,
I did none of that.
Okay, yeah, that's what.
That ain't why. You saying that's why? I'm good. I did none of that. I had people to do it for me, people that I trusted. But
I got a question, Jeremiah.
That's not practical.
Because you're graduating in your whole senior class, and this might be further than you're thinking. Did you see anyone that seemed like they might be wife material?
Black material? Wife?
Oh, it's the first.
No.
He already said he's afraid, you know, women.
No, it's not. I was joking about that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was joking about that.
Yeah, you was joking.
I mean, young ladies control the barometer of the morality of our country, and the hand that rocks the cradle is true. It holds the world. So I'm just thinking, at a young age as he is, if he sees no one there now on the next level, that's one thing that I try to tell them. Women are from Venus and we're from Mars, but you get to know people as you interact with them. And I was just curious because I've got seniors that say, you know, she might be the one, but not because of the way she's acting. It's because I met her mother.
I think it's more like a lot of these, you know, these kids and stuff, they don't have a lot of fathers now. They don't know how to treat a guy just like guys don't know how to treat women. It's like, I go out, I date a girl. She doesn't know respect for a man, or like, you know, a guy doesn't know respect for a girl. A lot of these people, they don't have respect anymore. They don't respect each other. They don't respect each other's boundaries. They always expect something from you. A lot of these kids, they expect too much, and they're all like, you know, they're all my age. You shouldn't expect anything. We're all just growing. We're all, you know, they expect you, you know, they want your money. They want all this, all that. It's like, we're all 17, 16, 15. Like, we're not going to have that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of these kids, they don't know how to behave either, you know?
Well, I'm going to have to loop this and take that little excerpt right there and put it out somewhere else.
That was an interesting question to ask a 17-year-old. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Jeff, you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, okay. So let's just take a quick pause. We're going to redirect, regroup, refocus with life coach Jeff Relaford.
Okay.
Oh, no music. Okay. Y'all know this whole week, what we've done is we've been talking about education, and Jeremiah has been tapping in with us, and we appreciate him for that.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
just as I've been listening to this whole culmination, I just kind of feel that we need to go back to the whole family-oriented way of teaching. Let's create an atmosphere where we can still teach them life lessons and learning experiences in the classroom as well as at home too. Let's create environments where everything can commingle, and we could change the trajectory of kids and how they learn and how they experience. Because not the way all the weight shouldn't be on the teacher, all the
Yep.
weight shouldn't be on the parent, and definitely all the weight shouldn't be on the child. I feel that if we all come together and if we work together to make sure that children are adequately getting the learning that they need and the love that they need, we could culminate that all the way around with the education and the learning.
Hey, y'all better get that coach, life coach Jeff. I don't know what y'all waiting. Y'all
Hey. Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Appreciate you.
It's crazy. Jeremiah, man, I want to thank you for hanging out with us
Yes.
these 3 or 4 days that you've been on with us, man. It's been very insightful. We've been out of school for a while, okay, and we don't know what's going on in the schools now. You've given us an open door look as to what's going on and what you guys are facing. So we appreciate that, Pastor. Appreciate you coming on and giving your insight as well, man, from
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
where you're at, okay? Jeremiah, what and I want to give you as long as you want, man, to talk about your experience and what you want to see in these schools when you leave.
Man, I want to see some happy kids, I really do, because, I walk into class, I walk in and it's just mediocre sadness, like energy is not there, the vibes are not there,
Wow.
Like my sister goes to school now, my brother goes to school, my brother's special ed, like I was talking about in the comments with Bree, and how her son is, I think it's her son is special ed.
Grandson.
Yeah, grandson is special ed. And that resonated with me. My brother, he's not excited to go to school either. He's like, I don't want to go to school. No school next time. My sister goes to school. She's like, man, school is not fun. I don't want to go to school. It's like, I don't want to see that anymore. I want kids to be happy they're going to school. I want to see kids come home and tell me that, like, oh my God, I learned this, instead of having to ask them like, hey, what did you learn today at school? It's like, I want them to be happy. I want them to, be passionate. I don't want them to be, I don't want them to loathe going to school,
Absolutely, man. Look, I want to congratulate you on the successes you've had in your school tenure, and I hope that it continues when you're on the next level of your journey, man.
Yeah.
It is all a journey, man, and we have to take the journey. We all have to take that journey, okay? And that journey is what we make it. We could go left, we could go right, okay? But look like you're on the way on that straight and narrow, man. So that's a good thing.
Thank you.
We're gonna get out of here in a second, okay? So everybody, take your time. I wanted to end it a little bit early, but take your time so you can say what you have to say, and we close out this week, okay? And Jeremiah, you get an opportunity to say something. You'll be the last one. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm telling you what I said earlier. That was it. That was my mic drop for the whole week. Just been paying attention, listening to a lot of different things, and I feel that we just got to work together as a unit. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna be perfect with it, but it's kind of like how you rely on your friends and family, kind of hold you up in different places. We can all do that with our kids being the focal point. You know what I mean? It shouldn't have to be in lack just because one has a job and the other one doesn't. I feel that everybody's job is just as important to lift up a child and aid and help. You know what I mean? You don't have to have a degree to do that. All you have to do is have an open heart and an open hand.
Let's go, Pastor.
Yeah, I thank you for having me on, Jeff, Greg, and I just thank everyone on the panel, especially you, young man, for your input. I've learned, And I just want to say that if we can bring the awareness to the table and mentor, I hope everyone here has a mentee, someone at the next level that you're teaching or showing them a way so that they might do the same thing. We've got a Nehemiah project in front of us, and sooner or later, we've got to start working on the houses in front of us.
And Pastor, let us know what we can do to help, man. We're there for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Marcella.
Okay. First, I just want to say, if there are any young people looking, watching the show, parents, grandparents, teachers, other educators, administrators, number one, seek Christ first. Number two, start showing more love, empathy towards others. And also, I had to write this down, start empowering our students, our youth, to soar above the bar of life's expectations, to soar above life's expectations.
Mo.
Oh man, you see all this old glittering going on in my chest right now. Y'all know
your
what
baby.
it's paw pride. But anyway, it's always been, I didn't think he was going to have one problem at all. He's just like his daddy. I mean, without a doubt, he, as far as inquisitiveness and learning and everything came effortless to him, and he understood. If he didn't, that question that Pastor just said, why? It was always that. I can remember him sitting in the child seat, and he's asking what a stop sign is, and we tell him what it is, and we spell it out, and then he spells it out. I can remember those things, and he was always like that, being engaged, and then helping him. Right now, I want to help him drill down what he wants to do in his life, because getting out there, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but not having a direction when you get out there.
What to do with it?
Yeah, and you can have some people use you up, and that's my biggest fear. That, drill down or have focus of where you're going to go, and and then turn around and end up doing something you had no business doing. You should have been doing, a long time ago. Something else totally different. But anyway, like I said, I'm proud of this dude. He knows I am always.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
You want to say anything else, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I think everybody's, deserving of love, no matter what you've done, what you've came from, who you are, what your sexual orientation is, gender, skin color, it doesn't matter. Jesus ate with sinners. Jesus loves you, It doesn't matter if you believe in him or not. You're willing and you're deserving of love. People care for you. That's what I just want people to know. You are loved.
Absolutely. And I think we need to grow relationships and trust.
Yeah.
So that we can bond with the students, okay? And if they get a clear sense of what we're about, we get a clear sense of what they're about, then they'll know that they can succeed. They'll believe that they can succeed, and they'll know who they can talk to, who they can't talk to, and then it help them come up a little bit better, be more open. The more we know about these kids, the more we can help them find the answers. And if we shut ourselves off and let them do it on their own, then they're going to do whatever they want to do. We have the benefit of experience of life, and all we have to do is share it with them, and it allow them to be better directed towards their goals. It makes them stronger, and they'll start learning better. They'll grow as learners. So I think having Jeremiah on here, doing that and talking about it, telling us exactly what's going on in this, it was a perfect way to end this week of find out what the state of the education is in our schools. And again, Pastor, we'll talk, okay? Because I think there's a lot of things. Excuse me, I'm coughing like myself. Marcella says we need to have a youth symposium in Northwest Indiana. We need to have a youth. I don't live in Northwest.
Oh yeah.
Indiana. Have a youth symposium all over, not just
Northwest.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it needs to go all over. I would like to
start here.
I would like to see people like the pastor, people like the life coach, okay? Because I don't think life coach had enough time to really get into what can really be, because he has his insight. Y'all better get it like coach is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, and he mentors youth, and young ladies at that with the group that he's with. So he is a mentor as well.
Hey, Jeremiah, we are here for you, man. I appreciate you coming to the show and hanging out with us. We're here for us. So Mo, if he ever needs anything from us, man, holler at us.
We'll
We're
do
the rest of your family, your extended family.
Outstanding.
You're dope living now.
Don't forget, I gotta send
You
it.
too, Pastor.
I'll send him a t-shirt, all right?
You gonna send him a t-shirt.
You still waiting on yours, Maurice.
Hey, I ain't gotta call it out like that though.
You can have anything I got, so it doesn't matter.
I wear XL.
But hey, don't forget, man, if you're an author, we'll be in Vegas for the
November 8th.
Awards show. And November the 8th. It's going to be a great time. We've done it for 4 years now. Right? The first couple of years were virtual. Last year was live. It was great. This year is going to be live. It's going to be great. I'm producing my ass off. Excuse me, Pastor, for my language. All right. But we're going to do it, man. It's going to be great.
Great.
Jeremiah, I'm not perfect, man, but I'm here. I've done a lot. Ask your grandfather about me. He know me. He's been knowing me since high school. So, it's beautiful thing.
They did the
we was the buffing bosses, but that's another story.
Save them, please. Por favor.
And again, Pastor, please, stay in contact with us, man. Matter of fact, we may invite you to another show.
And I am by all means going to find out from Miss Amos, because we talked about it in class today, and I was trying to get the link, and they had some great input, and I told them, this is your opportunity. But what you said about the youth symposium, that's what they want to do for Martin Luther King Day.
Wow.
They want to have a youth symposium talking about how they can make things better.
When is Martin Luther King's Day? Martin Luther King
January 15th or something?
Yeah, January 15th.
All right, let's work on
that. Okay, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'll even come in. What?
Brown skin?
But, hey, why not? Yeah, I got this place called Brown Skin Coffee, Tea, and Wine. Shout out to Shayna Tate, the owner. And
they got great key lime pie.
Oh yeah.
Taste their cookies. That's a friend of mine. Taste Crumb Diggity cookies.
Let's talk about it. Howard Heyman. Yeah, we got to have you there too, bro. So anyway, let's do that, Pastor.
We'll do it.
Let's do that. All right.
That sounds like.
And invite other teens from other schools as well.
Oh yeah.
Let's get them
I wish Jeremiah could be there to be the spokesperson for these teams.
Honey, you can fly him in, can't you? Him and Granddad.
I could.
We can drive.
Hey, I mean,
yes, you can. You can fly them in.
That's a long way.
Yeah, we've been there before. You've been there when you
do it.
I didn't go to Vegas.
Make it happen.
Not Vegas.
Indiana. All right, he's gonna fly you guys in.
Indiana.
First class, right?
Huh?
First class, right?
Y'all gonna be in the baggage compartment. What are you talking y'all better hang on to that tail, man.
Man. Like I tell my kids, we got first class tickets on Southwest.
Okay, everybody the same.
I know, right? There it is. Let them know.
Pastor, cover your ears, Pastor. I'm gonna get y'all first ass tickets, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna talk.
No matter where you sit down.
I'm gonna be contacting you on that.
Yes.
Because this is the time where if we're gonna really try to make that happen, we need to start planning now.
Yeah.
Get it done. Okay.
I already got the venue, so we ain't even worried about
I know.
that.
I mean, we got that, but there's still the agenda and who we want to invite, because we also need to have some administrators.
I'm gonna let y'all set it up. I'm gonna make sure that the venue is,
because we need the administrators there as well, so that they can hear what's happening.
Yeah.
And you will be surprised once you meet my young people how they are ready to make an impact.
It's time. It's
I
time.
might see if I can get a couple of celebrities to come through too.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
You'll be surprised a lot of this generation how smart they are as far as wanting to make an impact and how gung ho they are. They just need a direction. Point.
Yeah.
They just need you to point.
Yep.
If you're gonna do it, then we're gonna help you. But you got to make sure I get the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s on how to do it.
Yes, sir.
And shout out to my man Christian Keys. He's an actor, but he's just jumped off just like my man, the other guy that we had on before. He's an actor who's gone into singing. Okay, he got this song out. We're gonna probably get him on in a couple of weeks, hopefully. But shout out to my man Kristen Keys. Congratulations on the song. Okay, this is Dope Living TV Live, man. We will see you guys shortly. We'll see you shortly.
Peace.
All right. Thanks, Pastor.
All right. Be blessed.